Hello, I'm Claire from Dear Times Waste, and I'm here to talk to you about my new record. It's called Some Kind of Eden. The album Some Kind of Eden is earned its title from the song Fortune, which is the current song that's on the radio, and the title kind of points to a place that is semi-geographical, perhaps real, perhaps not. It's kind of, I guess, about a tension between what is real and what is not real, or what you can imagine or sort of hope for, and then what that means. The tension between that ephemeral, unreachable space and real life, what is tangible and real. So the album lyrically explores those two kind of poles and works on an attention between them. I started writing the songs probably, with the exception of one that's a couple of years old. The rest were started writing about a year ago, and they were all written fairly quickly, over perhaps the space of a month or so. And the songs lyrically, the kind of the inspiration or the kind of impetus for writing the songs came largely from a book that I was reading at the time by Italo Calvino called 6 Memos from the Next Millennium, which basically, there's actually only 5 memos because he died before he wrote the 6th one, which was unfortunate. But he basically looks at these 5 values that he really appreciates in writing literature, and they're these kind of vague, strange, abstract concepts like lightness and exactitude, multiplicity, things like that. They're just very these huge abstract ideas that you can't necessarily grasp onto, and he talks about them in a way that is so direct and precise and concrete that it really sort of pins them down and anchors them. So again, there's this tension between what you can't, the imagined and the sort of the potential of what could be, all the things that you can't see, and then what is real and what you can grasp. And another book which correlates quite closely to that one, that I was very obsessed with at the time of writing these songs, is The Unbearable Lightness of Being by Milan Kundera, which again grapples with tension between this kind of desire to be kind of freed from, I guess, a kind of a grounded earthly sense, but then the necessity of being grounded, and the necessity, what it means to, I guess, be, to be human. And on a personal level, I was kind of experiencing a sense of understanding of the world based purely on logic and I guess rationale. Everything, I was seeing the world in a way that really everything needed to be tangible and logical in order for me to engage with it. And then I kept having these experiences where things wouldn't fit, or there would be some strange, coincidental, weirdly fortuitous happening, which pulled against this sense of rationality and a sense of an attempt at understanding the world. I made this record totally on my own over summer. I made it in between my apartment in Eden Terrace and then I holed up in a studio space that some friends of mine were renting for their production company in Queen Street in this big the Sunday School Union building by the Comedy Bar, and so I was holed up in there for most of summer, so not much of a holiday, doing just tracking in this huge space on my own, and it was quite funny. There was a security guard in the building, and he was probably about 85, and I think he might have lived in there, and he kept, his memory was really shot, and he kept forgetting who I was, so he'd come in every day and he'd say, "Who are you? What are you doing here? You have to get out." And I'd have to go through it every day with him. "It's okay, I'm in here. Sam and Luke have loaned me the space. I'm just recording." One time he came in and he was just wearing his tiny shorts and a singlet, like he'd forgotten to get dressed. It was just amazing. He was he'd just fly up at you at the slightest thing. It was really bizarre. It was a very strange man.
He thanked on the album on the way on.
I should have really. He was quite a surreal character. He was bizarre, and he had keys to all the rooms, so he'd just barge in, like the door would be locked and he'd just come in and just start wandering around and opening and closing windows. It's bizarre.
So all the instrumentation you did yourself on this record?
I started working with a couple of people. Initially I wanted it to actually be a really collaborative project. It was my kind of idea. I really wanted to kind of be able to sort of spark off other people and have some different ideas going on, and then I sort of foolishly started working with people who live in different cities, which was slightly hard going, and then through that process I kind of crystallized in my mind what it was that I actually wanted to do anyway, and then I just thought, well, I can just do it myself. So, and then once I made that choice, I just did it, and it just sort of happened pretty quickly, and I think it came together. It's funny how it was a really dramatic shift. All of a sudden in my head, I just knew what it needed to sound like, and just kind of did it. Despite being a self-indulgent control freak and doing everything myself, I have resigned myself to the fact that I depend on other people immensely when it comes to translating the record into a live show, and so I have enlisted the tremendous talents of a very capable family band, commonly known as Deer Park, who are coming on tour with me, and Nick and Shannon from Deer Park are very generously loaning me their skills to help bring my crazy vision to the stage. And so we're going on tour together, and Deer Park are also playing all the shows, and they have some amazing new songs which aren't recorded yet, but they're really phenomenal. And so we are going on tour starting from next weekend to various cities around the country. Thank you for listening. I am Claire from Daytimes West, and I have a new record, Some Kind of Eden, which is out in New Zealand on the 7th of September, and we are on tour from the 8th of September. So see you then.